So officially, Bryce Harper is on the trading block. Apparently, the Nationals clubhouse is an absolute mess right now. They're 6 games out of a playoff spot, 1 game under 500. I don't see them making the playoffs this year. I think they're going to sell off some of their relief pitchers tomorrow. Wouldn't be surprised if Kelvin Herrera is gone. I look to the Houston Astros to make a deal for that. I think they need another relief pitcher in addition to Roberto Osuna. But other than that, I do not think Bryce Harper will be on the move tomorrow. I think the Nationals are essentially just letting out that they'll field some offers, and if any team's stupid enough to give up the whole farm, the Nationals will take the deal. Otherwise, they'll hold on to Harper the rest of the season and try and re-sign him. I don't think anyone will give up the farm, so Harper's probably going to stay put. However, I do think a team like Cleveland should voice an offer and see what the Nationals think. They desperately need another outfielder. Besides Michael Brantley, they are pretty terrible. To be perfectly honest, as a group, they rank near the bottom of the entire league in terms of production. Yeah, just frankly, they need another outfielder. Bryce Harper doesn't need to be the answer. There's definitely some cheaper options that they can pursue. One player that comes to mind is Curtis Granderson. Definitely not the player that he once was. However, this year he's been hitting right-handed pitching really well. Brandon Geyer's hitting left-handed pitching really well. There's a good platoon opportunity right there. Another player that comes to mind is Shin-Soo Choo, an all-star this year. He's owed $42 million through 2020, which is a bit steep for the Indians to take on. So they can try and use that as a negotiation tactic to try and lower the amount they have to give back to the Rangers. And then one option that I think, if they would be able to pull off, would be very impressive and very helpful, would be Brandon Nimmo. He's arguably been the best position player on the Mets this season. I'm not too sure. There's been some rumors with his name swirling around, but I don't think the Mets will part ways with him. I don't think Mets management wants to rebuild their team. I think they believe they can compete for a World Series title next year once Cespedes is back healthy. That's why they're not trading DeGrom or Syndergaard. But I think the Indians should put in an offer for Nimmo and see what it's looking like. He would be a lot of help. He's just had a really productive year, and that's exactly what the Indians need in the outfield. But other than that, if they can't get Granderson, if they can't get Shin-Soo Choo, if they can't get Nimmo, they can possibly try and get him in the non-waiver deadline. I think Curtis Granderson will probably clear waivers, so they can try and get him through the waiver trade deadline or whatever. One name that would be available and will most likely clear waivers is Dexter Fowler. He's had a pretty terrible year this year. However, he's won a World Series with the Chicago Cubs. He's talented. He's a good player. He's just playing terrible right now. I think part of the reason why he had a pretty toxic situation in St. Louis with former manager Mike Matheny, and maybe a change of scenery would help that. Maybe a playoff atmosphere would help that. So those are some of the options for the Cleveland Indians. We'll find out tomorrow what's going to happen, and I'll probably do a little trade deadline recap once the deadline's over. So stay tuned for that, and peace out.